Well, while Global was getting the news about Blackcaster, it seems Vanilla also had information about upcoming content, or characters, should I say. I saw this happening, but I was like, you know what, I gotta, I gotta rest my voice before we can go again with another video. So, I feel refreshed, feel a little bit better, so let's dive on in. Season 10 Clover Academy, that is right, the Clover Academy seasonals are making a return. We start things off with Asta, Mimosa, and Yami. It seems that we're getting our Noel version. The crazy thing is that we're making our way to Season 9. So the fact that we got Season 10 info, that's wild to me. But we can get a bit of an early look to see what Season 10 is going to be cooking up. So it's a Noel, seasonal Noel. We all know how seasonal Noels are within this game. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so for skill 1, overpowers an enemy by firing a water sphere. Single target, I assume. Inflicts barrier immunity on the enemy for X amount of turns. That's good. And then grants a SPX buff to an ally with the highest all attack. Jeez, okay, that is just a full-on upgrade to what the support units have. In the case of Vanessa, Destiny Vanessa, and Season 5/6 Charlotte, right? Damn. Okay, I like that. Second skill, Noelle fails to control her magic and scatters the stream of water, granting all allies a buff. Removes exit instances of continuous damage from all allies. I was wondering when we were actually gonna start getting more of this because of how things are right now with the meta and how things are going coming about with DOT being fully on pushed forward. So yeah, it's about that time. Okay, cool. And then grants stats element removal to a designated ally. Cool. I assume there's going to be more in the protection side of things when it comes to that second skill, whether that's going to be. And then the ultimate, a huge water sphere created by Noel burst, granting a buff to all allies. Oh, more of these. What the hell? Grants all allies HP recovery equal to X% of own max HP, so HP scaling. Removes X debuffs from all allies, and then grants all allies increased damage resistance level buff to X amount of 10. Is she going to be a healer? Or is she going to be more of a supporter? Either way, interesting. So realistically, we've got a debuffer, we've got a attacker, seasonal Noels. So it seems that we're going to be. I assume this is going to be a healer, right? That's the vibe that I'm getting. So interesting. All right. Well, don't know what passives are. Awakening passive. Again, this is all early on, clearly understandable. But yeah, the next character is going to be real. Where is Yuno? What happened to the Academy Yuno that we had on the beta? Where is he? Everyone's wanting him. I don't know where he's at. So Real is going to be making his way in now. So with Real, single target we don't know what skill 1 does. When it comes to his second skill, he provides a buff to all of our allies. Grants all allies X% reduced damage taken buff for X amount of turns. And then the ultimate is Real finishes the masterpiece, granting a buff to an. Also, are we getting a support Real? A healer and a support? Interesting, okay. That's going to be interesting. And then the Grimoire on skill 1 grants all allies a speed increase buff. Oh my god. Wait a minute, Real. Hello. We do like those. We do like this. Okay, so the skill 1's getting buffed with his Grimoire. So that, again, this is just a brief little look on what to expect with Season 10. I assume probably like near the end of February was when we'll get our info. Because now we're just kind of looking forward to Season 9, so there we go. Anyway, moving along to the characters that are going to be releasing this month, being Vanessa. So Vanessa got a slight little update, it seems. So she's still keeping with the SP on the ally with the highest all attack with the first skill. She's still keeping with applying Blessing of Protection to all of our allies. The ultimate is, of course, still granting invulnerability to the ally for X amount of turns that we choose. But on top of that, X amount of chance to grant remove X amount of debuff. So not only are we giving them the invulnerability, but we're now removing any type of debuff that they have. So that's just a plus, I'd say. Keeping with the support for Radis and Meriliona for that passive, which is beautiful. Awakening passive is still supporting the mobility for the defenders, as well as upon dying granting SP. Don't know how much, but I do assume it is going to be max, making it 8. Partner skill removing immortality is still there. Grimoire still has a total defense, which is a perfect correlate with the Blessing of Protection. Passive, what is it? The Grimoire passive. If Blessing of Protection is present on self, grant X% reduced damage taken buff. Okay, yeah, that's still the same. And then Thread of Fate grants immortality for 1 turn if HP is equal to or lower than 30%. So I think the only additional buff we have is the fact that with the ultimate, she can remove buffs, or debuff, sorry. So I think that was the only difference, or the only addition that she had. We do have Zora's info, just a little bit. Now, I did speak about Zora ahead of time, predicting to say that, oh, what if he's going to come about and kind of elevate the counter-attacking meta, or in some way or form, just because of how the character works and how the character is within the show. So of course skill 1 is going to be more on the offensive side with the Ash magic. Now I don't know what skill 1 is going to be doing, so that's going to be interesting to see. With the skill 2, he does set up traps on the ally side, granting all allies a buff. So I kind of want to see how this is going to work, because the only other traps, well, I mean, we don't typically have seen any type of trap magic going on, right? Except if, you know, if the enemy attack us, then we can of course apply their counter attack buff on ourselves to obviously attack them back on their turn. So it'll be interesting to see on how the trap magic actually works, and what the trap does, I guess. So it'll be interesting, because at the end of the day, you can't exactly skip a turn, can you? Like with the gameplay mechanic of Black Clover, you know, if Zora does set up a trap, you know, you would not want to attack, but I mean, what can you do with characters that just attack, right? You're kind of screwed, especially if they're AoE. I don't know, it'll be interesting, but we'll see how that works. And then on his ultimate, Zora surrounds himself with magic circles, granting a buff to his designated ally. I truly do, again, I truly do believe that Zora is going to be that character that just, yeah, more on the trapped counter-attacking side of things. I feel like I might be on the money to say that he might be elevating it. I'm still sticking with my gun on Zora coming in to being that character, so there's that. And then we got a little bit of stuff on William, which is the Season 9 William. So let's take a little gander. So we're aware with his first skill has that X defense, or per X defense grants him increased damage. And then of course, if counterattack is present on all allies, if counterattack is present on all allies, grants them X% increased defense buff for X amount of turns. Does he not apply counterattack? Am I tripping here? I swear am I reading this right? Wasn't there like a previous William where he actually had counterattack being applied on the first skill? Now it's saying if it's present, which means he doesn't apply it. And then the second skill, if counterattack is present, it's present. So does he not apply counterattack? Am I missing something here? Okay, ultimate, fortify, debuff immunity. They've removed the extra chance to grant an ally remove X debuffs. Okay. And then if counterattack is present on an ally, grants them extended counterattack duration. Okay. Grants a X% reduced damage taken buff to all allies for X amount of turns for each instance of counterattack present on them. So that's the new thing that they've added in removal of the remove debuff. Okay. Protection to the highest all attack unit. Okay, that's fine. Awakening passive. If all allies have the blue attribute, when the battle starts, inflicts continuous electrocute damage on all enemies for X amount of turns. Huh? I'm so confused. Why? Well, okay. Upon taking damage, grants an X% increased damage dealt to an attacker. Wait, grants an X% increased damage dealt to an attacker ally for X amount of turns if counterattack is present. X amount of chance to inflict stun. Okay, that's the partner skill. Greymore inflicts barrier immunity on an enemy for X amount of turns, so that I assume goes towards the second skill, right? Greymore passive. Every turn grants X% of own defense as HP recovery to an ally with the lowest HP. Okay, so they gave him counterattack on the ultimate, but now they've taken it away. The first skill was all about increased defense to all allies with counterattack. With counterattack for X amount of turns. So they've kind of switched up on William in a little bit here. So if counterattack is present on an ally, grants them X% increased defense buff for X amount of turns. Can't stack that. And now William no longer applies counterattack. And the fact that he's got the electrocute on, that's so, I don't understand why that's a thing. If anything, I thought they would have made it so that maybe his LR+2 passive gives everyone a counterattack. So then he can immediately work off it from himself. So that way his kit is kind of self-sustainable from just by him, right? And then of course, as turns go on, you'll then apply either Charlotte or Luck. The thing that I'm getting here is that clearly he's going to be working with Luck. That's just you know, a given. But this is interesting. So yeah, he is going to be nicely paired up with luck. That's the key thing. If anything, yeah, I feel like one copy of William is going to be more than enough now. So you know, interesting, but I'm still just going to go for the one copy. And then for every turn, grants X% of own defense. Do I even want his Greymore? If anything, I would probably want the Greymore just because of the passive here, just to get the heals. I mean, the barrier immunity is not too bad, but that is going to be specifically targeted on the attacking character. Because if they're running Charlotte, then the highest attack unit will get the barrier, so that's going to be the target, I guess, in that sense. Okay, alright, interesting for William. They've kind of switched him up a little bit, but that's all the info we have currently when it comes to the newest characters to drop for the game and how they are going to be impacting the game itself. Also, while we're here, Witch Queen and Mereoleona packs have been found, and so expect Witch Queen dropping on mid-March with Season 5. So yeah, I did say that in March is probably when Witch Queen and Green Fauna will probably make their appearance, and that will then lead into April Mereoleona. Yeah, bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, I'll call it there, boys. There we go. That's what I really wanted to talk about when it comes to upcoming characters. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think? But yeah, I don't know. I really thought they would have added counterattack for William. Oh well, he's got a role to play, so he's kind of buddying up with a counterattack unit. It is what it is.